You watch an asset skyrocket for weeks. You stay on the sidelines, trying to be cautious. But the momentum looks totally unstoppable, so you finally give in and buy at the peak, only to watch the price immediately reverse, plummeting the exact moment your order fills. The asset you chose is probably fine. The flaw in this scenario is entirely a matter of timing. You entered the market at the exact moment the upward momentum exhausted itself. To eliminate this lag, a technical analyst named J. Wellis Wilder Jr. developed a specific mathematical tool called the Parabolic SAR, which stands for stop and reverse. Surviving the markets requires replacing gut intuition with strict mechanical timing. The Parabolic SAR is designed to provide that exact mechanical structure. This chart shows the physical appearance of the Parabolic SAR. It strips away complex formulas and replaces them with a simple series of dots placed either above or below the price candles. We can easily identify the bullish state. As long as there is an unbroken gap with the dots remaining completely below the candles, upward momentum is firmly in control. The exit signal is completely definitive. The exact moment the downward price action touches a dot, the dots instantly flip to the space above the candles. This signals a new downtrend and a mandatory exit. Because the visual language is entirely binary, dots are either below or above, momentum shifts become instantly readable. You don't have to calculate anything in real time. Most popular technical indicators rely entirely on averaging past data. By the time they signal a change in direction, the market has already moved heavily against your position. The Parabolic SAR solves this by calculating a second dimension. Alongside price data, it actively factors time into its equation. This animated diagram tracks the indicator as a trend matures. Notice how the dots physically speed up their trajectory over time, curving closer and closer to the price candles every single day. This acceleration serves a highly defensive purpose. The tightening gap severely restricts the asset's room to maneuver, forcing a faster exit signal if the upward momentum even slightly begins to stall. This built-in sensitivity chokes off a stalling asset. It mathematically forces you to lock in your profits before a minor pullback can develop into a total trend reversal. This sideways moving chart demonstrates the tool's fatal vulnerability. Because the SAR is hypersensitive and built strictly for trending markets, it completely breaks down when the price goes flat. If you try to trade this environment, you will get caught in whipsaws. You end up mindlessly following false signals, repeatedly buying high and selling low, accumulating small financial losses with every flip. To survive flat markets, professionals follow a strict mandate. You never use the Parabolic SAR as a standalone tool. You need a filter. Enter the Average Directional Index, or ADX, an indicator that measures the sheer strength of a trend. You should only trust SAR signals when the ADX reads above 25, proving a trend is actually active. For an added layer of macroeconomic safety, check the asset's price against a 200-day moving average. If the price is sitting above that long-term average, you only act on the SAR's buy signals. Novices spend their time searching for a single, flawless magic indicator. Professionals build layered systems where one tool specifically mutes the weaknesses of another. Once you have filtered out the flat markets, you can use the SAR to completely automate your risk management. The traditional method of setting a stop-loss order relies on picking an arbitrary dollar amount to cut your losses, usually driven purely by fear. This diagram illustrates the dynamic alternative. Instead of a static number, you manually adjust your stop-loss daily, moving it upward to match the rising SAR dot. If the price drops and touches the current dot, your stop-loss triggers, closing the trade instantly and objectively. Utilizing a trailing stop-loss ensures that as the trend continues to calm, your early paper profits are systematically locked in. Surviving the market is rarely about having perfect foresight. It is a battle against your own emotional urges to hold on to a losing trade out of hope, or to jump into a rally entirely too late out of greed. The SAR's rigid visual rule set enforces strict behavioral discipline. It takes the heavy burden of decision-making out of your hands and outsources it to the math. To test this system yourself, apply the SAR to longer timeframes, like daily or 4-hour charts. The wider timeframes successfully eliminate intraday noise and provide much clearer trend signals. The Parabolic SAR replaces emotional guesswork with an objective visual anchor. You have a definitive roadmap for when the wave is building and the exact mathematical moment you need to jump off.